Weight gain is the byproduct of something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what people see.
You did the surgery, you lost weight. So why does it still feel like something's wrong? Everyone talks about the weight loss, but no one talks about what it does to your mind. Licensed therapist and bariatric patient Sade Wise is getting real about the part nobody prepares you for.
Having surgery is not going to fix a self-esteem issue. It will on the surface, but
Welcome back to Bariatric Past, where we have real conversations about weight loss, the bariatric journey, and the mindset shifts that come with it. If you're new here, I'm Jatoya, and this space is for people navigating any weight loss journey in real life. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back. So what if the hardest part of bariatric surgery isn't the surgery at all? Today we have Sade Wise, a licensed therapist and bariatric patient who gets real about the emotional weight no one warns you about. From body image to food guilt to identity shifts, she's seen it all, felt it all, and helped others through it. If you ever thought, why am I still struggling after the weight is gone? This is you. We're going to dive deep into the mental side of bariatric surgery. And I am so excited. Like, I've been waiting for this. So welcome, Sade. How are you tonight?
thank you. I'm feeling really good, actually. Feeling good emotionally, feeling good with my energy, keeping up with consistency and all the things. So I'm doing good. How you doing?
It's that maintenance. It's the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I still feel like I'm still in that frame because I'm only, I think, maybe 6.5 months now. And so I feel like I just hit my first like actual stall. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a lot of redirecting negative self-talk. So
Yes, that is the thing. And we'll jump all up into that. So everyone talks about the weight loss, but no one talks about what it does to your mind. The highs, the lows, the grief that you never saw coming. So what's the part that no one really warns you about that they should?
I think they don't really warn you about your habits, right? And so a lot of times habits aren't the thing, or the end goal is not the thing that we need to focus on. It's the habits, right? We have to build healthy habits in order to get to the end goal. It was Atomic Habits that I was reading that talked about building healthy habits that lead you to your goal. And that's how you maintain that consistency once you've met your goal. And I think if you don't have those habits down packed, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle already. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult when you don't have healthy habits, or at least that motive. No, I'm going to call it healthy habits with food, with exercise, with getting up and getting yourself together, focusing on, how you present yourself to the world, because that's important too. You look good, you feel good. And if you look good to you, you're going to feel good.
Exactly. And that's that kind of work of thinking about your habits. That's deep. Like you're going to have to really dig deep and self-reflect, because a lot of time those habits are linked to so much history, whether it's pain or stress and so you have to really acknowledge it to be like, why do I like chips?
Yeah. Yeah. Because what happens is we give ourselves grace. And I'm not saying that we can't give ourselves grace, but there has to be balance, because you can grace yourself back into weight gain, right? Sometimes, sometimes we do, just have to say, like, I eat chips because it makes me feel sad, right? Like, I don't like the way that my body looks to myself or to other people. And so I utilize food as a way to make myself feel better. And so though you have that restriction, it's still important to have healthy food habits, or identifying. I think that I've seen it on TikTok, people like transfer addiction, right? Now they're drinking, or now they're, kind of engaging into like, unhealthy sexual things, or whatever, that is that transfer, because you still need that safety net. And that's why it's so important to focus on your mental health first. Like everything else will come. Your brain leads the way. There's like this triangle. It's called I call it the CBT triangle. It talks about how your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors are connected, but it puts it in a triangle, and it essentially talks about how it just makes that circle around the triangle. Like it goes from one to the next and right back into the next.
So when you do get to that point where you start regaining, or, the weight is coming back, it shouldn't be, okay, I need to do this quick diet, or I need to pouch reset. It should be what habits have creeped back in. Like, you got to start looking at those first.
Exactly. You have to tell yourself, you know what? We did this wrong. Okay. But what do I need to fix? And sometimes you can't fix it on your own. Sometimes you do need a professional to help you build those habits, a professional to help you dig through those traumas, to identify, why are you doing these things? What is the root cause of the behavior first?
So why do you think some people feel worse emotionally after surgery, even if they are being successful in losing weight?
Because I think that the attention kind of begins to cause like people's insecurities to feel louder, right? If you're very insecure, you have some anxieties about different things. And the more attention you get, you're going to start telling yourself that they're noticing these insecurities that you have, that people are noticing those insecurities that you have.
I remember one of the main questions I would get after surgery that would send me into like an anxiety spiral. And I didn't understand, because it's like the simplest question, but people will be like, how do you feel now? And I'll be like, I have no clue how to answer that question. Like, don't ask me that. And I get it's a simple question, but I'm just like, I'm thinking on it on so many levels. And like you said, all of the anxiety, and it's just, that's
you're
the question I hate.
overstimulated.
Yeah.
When you're already, it's almost like when somebody asks you what's for dinner as soon as you get home, like, give me a minute,
Yeah, I'm still
but how are you
processing.
feeling? Yeah. How are you feeling is a hard question to answer, because it's like, in what way? Because you can be happy about the weight loss, but be upset about now that, you have to buy more clothes. And a lot of times for larger people, like, shopping is hard, right? And so you have those reminders of those times where things didn't fit. And although you've lost weight, you still remember being that size. Even like now, like for me, I'm going to buy the clothes. Like, I'm going to buy the clothes. I cannot look ugly in clothes. Like, that is like,
That's something I kept. I said I lost the weight, not the diva. Like, I still got to look cute.
exactly. I have to look cute. I cannot stand when pants are like got that extra fabric in that like midsection, and oh my goodness, it sends me. But I still will like order a 3X, and I'm like, why do I have this? Why did I buy this? And so it's really like, even me, like, having to remind myself, like, you actually need an extra large, hon. Like, please get an extra large. Like,
I'm holding on to I got to the extra large, and now I'm holding on to it. My husband's
really,
like, extra large is too big to, like, you probably can go down. I'm just kind of like, this is like, I'm stay right here.
I do it slowly. So I add like those smaller pieces one by one. You know what I mean? Like, I like gently and like kind of bring them in, right? And like right now, mine is like a 16 pants, right? And so I've had maybe like 4 pair of 16s. I don't like, I can wear them. I've worn them before, but I don't wear them often. I just allow them to slowly come in, matriculate into into my wardrobe. And so I think maybe like the other day, like I wore them again, and I was like, oh, okay, we're here. It's just slow, like very slow.
I think I have a phobia of putting something on and it won't fit, and it will be too tight. And then now I have another goal. Like, now I got to figure out how to get small. And I'm just like, am I ever supposed to be in a medium? Like, am I stressing myself out over something that was never for me anyway? So like, it's like,
just go to like a store where you can fit a medium. If it's that thing, like, it's like the art of distraction, right? Like, that medium didn't fit, but this medium fit.
Medium will.
And just so that you're not kind of getting into a downward spiral. Like, I want to make sure like people aren't getting into downward spirals about sizes. because sometimes like it's not you, it's the
The
size. You know what I
clothes.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I was in
Tape measures.
oh my goodness,
Measure,
yeah.
that helps you. So just look at the inches and the actual measurements.
Yeah.
Sometimes on Shein, I'm an XL and then I'm a 2X on Shein. So
I don't know who creates Shein's measurements, but they just do what they want to do. But like
yeah, they
today,
off.
we were in PAX. My daughter was wanting to find an outfit. And so we were in Pacific Sunwear. Remember PacSun? And she picked out this baby t-shirt. And I'm like, what size do you want? She's like, maybe a medium. And I'm looking at this shirt. I'm like, this is a medium. Like, this is
Yeah.
not a medium. This is an extra
Yeah.
small. Like, his,
They be
let's
stretching
get this
you.
one. They do for no reason. And, you know, you have to be really careful though, because you don't want to, um, disappoint yourself into negative self-talk or unhealthy habits because they want to play around with sizes.
Yes, because I love when I can put on my jeans and button them and don't have to suck it in. That's just it's like that's how I feel. I feel good that I can button up my jeans.
Yeah. But you know what? What's even funnier is I actually like jeans that hug. Like I like that fitted. I don't know what it is.
Only on my thighs. I don't want it hugging my stomach because then it's
Really?
going. It's because
Oh, the bulge over. Yeah.
But yes, I love it when they're like tight on my thighs. Like yeah, so I want it tight on my thighs and then I can button it up and then not push it in my stomach.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That's good.
So what about someone who's looking at surgery and they wanted to fix themselves or fix their feelings about themselves? What would you say to that person?
I feel like you need to fix your relationship with yourself first because there is no fix. There's nothing wrong with you. The problem is you're eating too much, babes. You know, like
Yeah.
that's the problem. And so having surgery is not going to fix a self-esteem issue. It will, on the surface, but those inner things that people don't see are still there. And so you have to work through those things and you can do it actively at the same time, you know, do a full transformation inside and out. But it really is going to start with the inside, like what is happening on the inside.
And we might get into this a little later, but do you feel that that is addressed enough when when you're going through that process with your doctor and getting ready for the surgery, like those come to Jesus moments?
No, absolutely not. Because I think that when you got to a point where you're even talking to a bariatric physician about bariatric surgery, you are at a place where you feel like you can't get lower, you know? And so we're not thinking about the more complex issues. Our main issue becomes the weight. I need to get this weight off.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. And when that weight comes off, that's when those insecurities, that self-esteem, that self-love, those lack and limitations kind of become very glaring because then you're always comparing. Even when you've dropped and you're dropped and you drop. And I see it in those groups. That's why I actually don't even do like groups because I just feel like it's oversaturated with people crashing out.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Why haven't I lost weight? Honey, you just went through major surgery. Like your body is trying to figure out why did I go from eating 4,000 calories a day to 150? You know, obviously it's not 150, but the body is like, what's going on? I need to hold on to this, right? And it's like, it's
only lost 30 pounds this month. Only.
Right. Cause did you lose 30 pounds before? Exactly. Cause show me somebody losing 1 pound a day and I show you.
Exactly. But they're just like, and then I just feel like that type of talk can also like persuade people to not go through this journey and like
Absolutely.
make them feel even more self-conscious.
Absolutely.
That is how Bariatric Pass was born. The Facebook groups. They were so toxic. But like, I just want I want community. Cause like you said, like we're not really getting it from our doctors. I have a therapist, but I just wanted to talk to people who's going through this where we can learn, vent, but not like, let's not crash
It
out
can't be
over
over.
straw.
Yeah, it's too much. Like I can't because I'm going to drink out of a straw. I'm sorry that you can't drink
Yes.
out of a straw, but if I'm going to get my water in, honey, I need a
It has
straw.
to be through a straw. And
I'm not, first of all, I'm not messing up my lipstick to be putting I can't. It just doesn't work for me. And I tried it. You know what I mean? And I remember being super hard on myself because I am an overachiever 100%. And so I try to do things the right way, you know, and I try to limit the thing that I shouldn't be doing. I just really when I get my mindset on something, I'm focused, hyper focused even. And so when I was not getting that liquids in, I was really feeling down on myself. I was really feeling upset. It was a lot of negative self-talk. And I said, you know what? Get the straw. And I got the straw. And did I have some air that first couple of times? Sure. But did I figure it out? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was my
haven't looked
first
back.
stall. My first stall was because I wasn't getting in my fluids, my daily fluids. And when I went to my dietitian, she's like, we got to get you drinking more. And I said, look, since this surgery, I can't go. So if you want me to be drinking all of this, like, yes, I am a gulper. And that was something that I was not prepared for. Like, I'm usually like, if I do have to drink water, I can chug it. And I can't chug no more. And these
And I
little
still don't understand it because the stomach is down here. We didn't mess with any of this.
But
None of this was messed with.
I'm 2 years post-op and I still can't chug. And when she said, well, let's just go ahead and see if you could do it better with the straw. Soon as I have hit my water goal
Every time.
But, and then the weight started coming down as soon as I was able to up my fluids. But yeah. It's just your journey.
A lot of it's trial and error. And I think what happens in some groups is people begin to judge others and doctors don't even have the same recommendations. And some people are having the surgery in America. Some people are having the surgery in other places. Some people are letting TikTok and all these other places dictate what their doctor is saying. And it's like, sometimes you have to do even when the doctor doesn't say to use a straw, like if you recognize that you can get those liquids in under the straw, ask for forgiveness. I'm going to use my straw.
Exactly. So you're a therapist as well as a post-op bariatric patient. So really quickly, can you give us like a little snapshot of your journey so far?
How far do you want me to go back? Because I have Kaiser, love Kaiser down. Kaiser is very thorough.
Complicated. I was like, that's a complicated insurance.
I love them though, right? What actually happened was I did a weight loss program that they have called Transform Me. It's a private paid program and you meet with the bariatric doctor. You do a lot of the same things like the therapy, you meet with the therapist, you meet with a nutritionist, you meet with a dietitian, like you go through the whole thing, but through this private program and you have like your own little cohort of supports. And so I did that and that was a year-long program. And I remember when I first met with the bariatric doctor, he said, you know, you have bariatric surgery covered on your insurance. So I was like, no, I didn't, but I never really thought about it. That was a lie though, because I had thought about it maybe 10 years before. Right. And that's when they used to make you like show pictures and do all this. And I wasn't doing any of that. And so he told me that. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I went through the program. And when I would see him, he would ask me like, have you given any more thought to it? I think that you will be really successful in it. And so maybe about halfway through, I had a appointment with him and I said, I think I want to do it. And so he kind of set me up now with the bariatric surgery side. And I still finished my program, but because I was in that program, I didn't have to do but like 2 or 3 therapy visits. I'm a therapist talking to therapists, like, that was not very difficult. They cleared me. They cleared like the psychiatric portion of it. They cleared all of the clearances came really quickly. And so then they have like a 3-part class where they teach you all about the things. They give you like these 2 handbooks. It's the whole 9, and they give you a test.
Not a test.
A test. They give you a test, and I don't know if there's like a penalty if you fail or not, but you meet with the nutritionist or the dietitian and you take a test. They run you through questions, and it's about bariatric surgery, really wanting to make sure that you ingested the information and you have a working knowledge. And so I completed that, and then I went in for my endoscopy. And so that came back good. And then I just waited for surgery. And so my surgeon had the longest wait time. I think there was like some changes in staffing. So I kind of fell through the hoops, but they got me in once they realized that I fell through the hoops. And that was it. And I didn't have to write any letters, note, like none of those things. And I really feel like that Transform Me program set me up for even better success, because not only did I have the 6 months or so with the bariatric team, that Transform Me program was a year. And so I had about a year and a half worth of weekly, bi-weekly, monthly information about weight loss and what we should be doing and how we should be managing. And so like physical activity was never an issue. Like I have a partner who's super active, so that kind of forces you to be super active. I was an athlete in high school and college, so I love working out. I love lifting weights. And so that part was not necessarily an issue, like doing it. Sometimes the consistency was a thing, like sometimes at the beginning of the school year. Yeah. Different things get in the way. Like I'm a mom. I'm also a school social worker, so at the beginning of the school year is a little bit more difficult with timing.
Yeah.
I'm very busy, and I have like children. They're very high school and kindergarten.
Busy,
and so it's
girl.
very different.
Yeah, you got different things
I
going
got
on.
a cheerleader going, it's just so many things going on. And so what I ended up doing was joining a 24-hour gym. And so I found that I was the most consistent at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And I would go in there and it would be actually like almost like my own
That's
therapy.
actually a good time, because
It was very empty, maybe like 2 to 3 people in there. No noise. I'm not really ever waiting or running into people. I turn my music on and
write it out and go home.
And I'm there. Yeah. And I'm out the door. And by the time I get home, I take a shower and I'm asleep. And I wake up at 5. And so sometimes though, I will get into a period where I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and I ride my Peloton and I'll do like Bible study and I'll do like some sort of personal development in that first hour. That's the 5 a.m. club strategy. And so I take that first hour and I gear it towards like my physical, mental, and emotional health. And then I get ready for work and I keep it going. How I was able to manage that, only God knows, but it is actually very helpful. Yeah, I still do. I go through moments where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do it. And as soon as I start to feel like, no, I need to get back on it, like I just let go.
Moments like this is why this podcast exists. So many people on a weight loss journey carry this quietly. If you want more conversation like this, subscribe and stay connected. Remember, your journey is yours. You're not alone. Let's jump back in.
So what was your highest weight? Like how much have you weighed?
My highest weight was that I remember was 358. I feel like it was more than that, but I don't have any documented evidence of it. And so
we tend to avoid the scale once you reach a certain point. We just do that. We know
full body pictures and I can't find any. And I'm like, dang, that's actually very sad.
That head
I have a lot of headshots from me. I try to find them and they're hard. I will say like, my partner has been the one, he has a lot like, cause it's like, they're beautiful, and so like sometimes like he'll go through his phone and he's like, oh, look. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. He has the worst pictures, child. Like,
he's like, are you sharing this to people? Like,
why do you have this picture? I don't even have this picture. Why do you have this picture?
So how did your therapy background shape the way you experienced surgery? I know you said that, since you're a therapist and talking to therapists, that part was a little bit easier. But what about just the journey in whole?
Therapist that utilizes the skills. So when I'm teaching the skills, I can speak on using the skills. And so that's it. I just utilize skills. I talk about consistency or I can talk about success and consistency because I've done it. You know, I can talk about, challenging negative self-talk and replacing it with positive self-talk because I've done it. I can talk about, addressing the elephant in the room and not always finding that grace to make an excuse for self. And so sometimes when you're talking to people about their issue, it kind of triggers some things in you and you're thinking about it later, like, okay, that could benefit me as well. And so I really just began to utilize my own interventions and strategies on myself.
Were there moments where you realize your professional knowledge might not be matching up with what you're personally experiencing? Well, that's good.
I don't think so.
You thought like that was a load of crap.
Nah, because I'm such an intellectual that I really like I talk about the 5 a.m. Club book. I recommend the 5 a.m. Club book because I read it. I talk about Atomic Habits. I recommend Atomic Habits because I read it. I talk about Let Them, I talk about The Mountain Is You because I read those books. And so a lot of those books are based in cognitive behavioral therapy, maybe some narrative therapy. It talks about different skills in there. And so I'm not just telling people, you know what I mean? Like it's who I am. It's become a part of my life specifically because therapists have issues too, like I had a lot of pseudo confidence. I call it pseudo confidence through my life. Like people would have never known that I was uncomfortable or self-conscious about my body or myself because I never portrayed that, but I was. I would just gas myself up to do what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm. We're real good at that.
Oh, very good at masking. We will mask. But when you really get down to it, like even I remember I posted a video on TikTok and I was like, I'm 75 pounds down. And if I'm being honest, I thought this was going to be another failed attempt. I would have never told anybody that. But in real life, that's what it was. Like,
yeah,
I thought that I would have bariatric surgery and I wished that it would work, but I never really thought that it would work because so many other things didn't work.
5 people knew I was getting the surgery because I didn't want more than 5 people to know if it did work.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are like my emergency contacts and I needed like that was my core. But outside of that, like, and the only reason I announced it is because I had got to the point where I lost so much weight. They were just like, okay,
what's going on?
What's going on, boo? Like, your birthday picture this year look completely different from last year. Like, what we doing?
I went through your page and I was like, it went from one to the next, and I was like, oh, boss, this. Oh, I'm excited to be there because I feel like I can see major changes in myself, but I'm still 6 months. And in my mind, I'm like, if this is in 6 months, what is 18 months going to look like, right? Like, I keep thinking like, I don't know. I think I did that video of 2 separate Octobers and I saw a major difference, but what happens when I'm 2 separate Octobers, 2 years apart? Like, I'm excited to see those. That's what I'm really excited to see. Like, I bought some pants at Dick's Sporting Goods not long ago and I bought an extra large, which I still would have never bought an extra large before. And I told somebody, damn, like I like these pants, but I should have got a large. Like in reality, like I don't even know why I got this size, or I might have got an XXL. I gotta look. One of the two, I should have got the size below, but in my mind, I'm like, what do you do? So now I have to go get the other one. So,
I mean, I want to say probably 8 months, if not definitely by a year. I had got to the point where I was like, okay, this is the smallest I've been as an adult.
very good.
And that was still 75 pounds ago. So it's just kind of like,
oh, wow. I love that for us.
It's a journey. And I'm like, I'm 2 years post-op now. And even like my 1 year ago looks different. And I thought I was fine then. I'm really fine.
Period. No, really, I really love that for us because I feel like we go through so much self-inflicted traumas that got us to, and not to say that there are not other things that people deal with, right? But sometimes it's not what happens, it's how we respond. And we responded in a way that was unhealthy for us. And it was food. And like, even now, like a potato used to hate to see me coming.
Oh my gosh. 3 scoops. I had to get 3 scoops of protein.
Do you hear me? I want spicy tuna and spicy salmon. And I may go get the same bowl today.
But it's going to take you a lot longer to get through.
It's going to take me a whole 2 days to get through it. And then I'm not even going to get through it. And so whereas I used to eat it in one sitting, now, if anything, I just maybe eat the protein and the seaweed, but I'm not eating the rice. And that used to be my favorite. You know what I mean? Like, and so like
the best part was the rice.
The best part, you know? And so now, like, or like when I go out, right, to eat, I don't even trip. Like before, I hate it. You know what? I think it's like that's just from childhood. Eat all your food. You got to eat all your food. And so we would just eat all our food forever, like always. And now it's like, okay, do I really want this? No. All right.
I still get mad at myself because I tell my husband, like, Lord, I'm making a plate like I'm still a big bag. And I know I'm not, like, I know I'm
No, you're
not
not
going to finish this plate. But for some reason, like, that scoop, like, it just,
It's habit. My daughter really checks me. Like if we got some food out or something, she'll be like, oh, I'm going to make your plate. And I go to my plate. I'm like, what is this? She's like, you're not even going to be able to eat it. Why? And I'll say like, no, I can eat more. And then I go sit down with the plate that she made. And then I'm like, she's like, oh, you're full. And I'm like, yeah. Thanks.
literally
That's the biggest one.
Just today I made I was like, put a chicken fillet in there because I was going to make like a a sandwich. And as I was waiting for it to cook, I took some protein yogurt and some granola, and I was just going to sit there and eat. Yeah. I got through the yogurt, and I talked to my husband, I said,
Or a chicken sandwich.
He's like, I'm full. Haven't you? I was like, I really.
Yeah. I've been on dates and I'll eat, I'll get something and then I'll just go take my, and I'm like, do you want it?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're going to just take it. Or like, I'll just make sure like I'll get a steak or something. Like I try to get stuff that has, go ahead and bring me the box. I can't eat this. I try to get like, if we're somewhere and they have steak or something that has high protein, and I just focus on that, and whatever comes after. Or it's like the meat and then the vegetable. And it's like me and rice used to go together real bad. I'm talking
just carbs in general.
I love rice and bread,
potatoes.
And now I'm like, yeah, okay. That's the funny part is the change in the taste buds. The change, like I used to crave Haribo gummy bears. I'm talking about I could bust down a bag, and not the share bag, the bag at Walmart, the big one, by myself, right? Bust it down. Now I'm like, if I get some candy, it's like Mentos, like those like flavored Mentos. This is nothing. Or hot tamales. Look at it. They are really good. But I'm not busting down bags of Lifesaver gummies or
which one? The strawberry Tic Tacs. I never had Tic Tacs, but like
it's a thing. Like, I used to love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, it's something about them now. Like, just give me the regular cabbage. I don't know. Like, your taste buds are a funny thing. And the things that I used to really like, I loved me some anything fried. And I will eat some chicken fried, but I'm kind of just like, okay. Exactly. Crazy part, because I'm like, what did y'all do to me?
Not me no more.
I'm not me. Yeah.
That goes perfect into our next segment. So you lose the weight, but now you're looking at the mirror and wondering like, who am I? Who is this I'm looking at? So now you have to start rebuilding your sense of self. How can your work in therapy with your clients, how do you help them rebuild that sense of self after such a massive transformation with the weight loss?
think it's really important to identify who you want to be. What does that person like? What does that person walk like? What does that person talk like? What are those interests those person have? What is this person dressed like? What kind of foods? What kind of restaurants? Like really like identifying the person that you want to be and then begin to visualize that person. And then slowly but surely you begin to do those things that you've described that that person likes to do, will do, responds like. That's my favorite way. Because once you have talked through it and you can see it, then you can become it.
Mm.
And a lot of times it's, it may be the same, but there are some characteristics that are different, right? We're choosing small plate restaurants over buffets. Like I can't tell you the last time I went to a buffet, but I also can't tell you the last time I went to a buffet before surgery. Like that's just not my thing. Or like maybe now you like to go hiking. Maybe you have a love for going on walks. And so now you're hanging out with your friends or you're inviting them to different trails or going hiking. And so obviously now the shoes that you have, maybe the heels, but you also have like hiking boots or tennis shoes and workout tennis shoes. Now maybe you're wearing tennis shoes to the office. So you have more of a like wide leg dress pants with Adidas Sambas and you know what I mean? Like, and so you're really just having to identify and create an illustration of who this person is that you want to be and that you see yourself as, and then begin to walk in that purpose and that power.
And I really love that because if you're doing it right, the number on the scale has nothing to do with any of that.
Mm-mm.
At
No,
all.
you can't even really focus on a number all the time because when you focus on a number, then your anxiety is gonna spike, right? Then your cortisol levels are gonna spike, and we know that cortisol and weight loss and we don't need it. They don't go together. And not to say that you shouldn't check the scale because sure, check the scale, but don't put so much emphasis. Like I remember one time, I still get on the scale like all the time because I already know like at the end of the day, if I'm, this weight, like that means in the morning I've lost, right? Like I can already tell. And so sometimes I do get on it every day or sometimes I don't. It just really just depends, but I don't hyper focus on the scale anymore. And I remember my boyfriend hid my scale because he said he didn't like the look of disappointment when it didn't move.
Mm.
He said, you don't need that. Like you can look at yourself. You can look at how your clothes are fitting and how they feel to know that you're losing. And then even now, like the scale, like I feel like I'm in like a little stall right now, but my workout pants are too big. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a whole nother pant size down. The scale may not be moving, but something's moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a process. Like, yes, I lost 170 pounds. No, that did not happen in a year. That did not happen it took time. It was weeks that I went down or weeks that it just stayed and sometimes it went up. And I didn't know what, like, but
there's so many different things that work together.
Instant. Yeah,
And it's not, nothing is instant.
like a microwave type of thing, and it's not like okay, I had the surgery. 6 months later, I'm supposed to have lost 80
I'm
pounds.
supposed to be 120 pounds.
Yeah.
No. And I think that goes to show also like that the mentality, right, is wanting things to happen immediately and not trusting the process. Because even though I'm 75 pounds down, I also do 50-pound sumo dumbbell squats and need to be able to manage that weight. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's like sometimes that cardio is what it is. It's the weight. I need my muscles to get bigger, get stronger, and so they can continue to work for me when I'm not in the gym. And so there's so many aspects of it, and it's like everybody's story is not going to be the same. Like maybe that person wasn't over 300 pounds, right? I was 358 is my heaviest, and I know it was higher. That's if we're going to be throwing out, like just say if we're rounding and based on kindergarten math or elementary, that's 400 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
And And so maybe somebody's coming, right. I'm real. And it's like, and maybe somebody's coming in and they're 230. And so 230 weight loss, you know, your body
Not the
is very,
same.
it's
You
not
do
the same.
230 and 5'2". That does not look the same if I'm like 5'9" or 6'1". Like
I'm 5'7".
it's levels to this.
It's different levels. I'm also very bottom heavy, and not like it's like thighs and butt. Thighs and butt. I would say stomach, but my stomach doesn't. I don't know where my stomach is. I still have it, but it ain't there. Like I looked at a picture that I have hidden. I took a picture 3 days, maybe 4 days post-op, and I put it in my hidden photos so I wouldn't go look. Actually, I forgot about it. And then I saw other pictures before I had surgery, and I'm like, from the time before and the ones I took right after. And now I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are you, girl?
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't, even like this little, I don't know if you see when I laugh, I get this little vein pop out here. That was never a thing. It's a new thing, right? It's because there's no fat back there. Girl,
the collarbone won't go down. It just stay poking.
Mine ain't poking quite yet, but I can lift my shoulders and see it, and it wasn't there before.
Yeah, like I ain't never seen my collarbone. Now I wear necklaces. I never used to wear necklaces, but now I feel like I have to have a necklace because the collarbone.
I can't, I'm so glad I got this necklace as maybe like Valentine's gift, and I hated how tight it was. And so I bought, because it's a Pandora, so I bought the bracelet to attach, and I added it to it. And I've taken it off. My daughter has that, it has it now because now it fit. I don't feel like I'm being choked by the necklace anymore. And so maybe the scale isn't going down, but I'm reminding myself, man, there was a time where I can wear my necklace, right? Or like, I can literally pull these off. Like,
I love that. Just sliding right off.
yeah, that was never a thing. Like, come on. Like,
yeah.
That was
I had to get a new Pandora bracelet that actually has a clasp because the first one was like a rope.
It was coming out,
and I had to. It wasn't like it was like a rope so that it could get as big as. That was the only one that would fit. The rest of them couldn't fit. But now it has a nice little clasp on.
Yeah,
clothes.
I'm probably gonna have to end up. They both closed, but like the fact that like I usually wear this one on the inside, like on the outside, and so like I think I was at work and I don't know, and I was like, oh my God, because why is it on my hand? It was never on my hand before. It's like those really small things that we have to remember and think about when we're starting to get down on ourselves. Like those are the ones.
So you mentioned when we were discussing, getting ready for this interview, a key about emotional resilience. What does that look like for someone on this journey?
It really is recognizing that there are going to be low moments, but not allowing yourself to stay in those low moments, right? Like knowing the things to do and to say and the structures to create. That's why it's so important to have those habits built, right? Because you have your habits, you have your morning routine, you have your evening routine. And so when you get into a slump and you're doing all the things or saying all the things that you don't want to, you know how to get back to your plan, your habit, your goals. Like, you know how to, like, it's like almost like, I'll use the analogy of like a NASCAR driver. Right? Now they're going to go and they're going to go and they're going to go. And then they got to pull off to the side and they have to fix. And so sometimes you have to pull over and you're in that mode of fixing. You feel like, okay, now I'm down. I'm not doing anything. I'm down. But once you got all your things back in place, you jump back on the track and you're back at it. And so that is the part where it's those habits, it's those routines, it's that structure that you have to build, but also knowing when to go back to your basics. You've gotten too far off. Don't stay there. Go back. Write it down. Go back. No, I always tell people, I tell my clients all the time, create a plan when you're not in the negative space. So that when you get in a negative space, you have a plan. Put it in your notes in your phone. You know exactly where to go. When you're feeling down, go to those affirmations. You know where to go. Have it in a safe place. Write it down. Put it in your notes. Have it somewhere that when you get into that space, you know where to go to get yourself out.
How does CBT and mindfulness play a role in this?
So CBT is all about like cognitive restructuring. And so cognitive, we know, is the brain. And so what the brain, remember I talked about that triangle, right? What you think you feel, that's how you behave, and it goes all round and around, or a mega triangle. And so that is essentially the essence of CBTs. You have to control the thought first. You have to control the thought, because the thought cycles everything, starts the cycle of everything else. And so mindfulness too, like, I mean, mindfulness is cool. I don't utilize it as much unless I just need a break, right? And so mindfulness for me may look like yoga. It may look like, I think it's called Savasana. That's where you just like lay
Sounds
down.
exotic. Not
But
taking
you're just
that.
laying down. Yeah, yes, that's exactly. There used to be a yoga class I used to go to. Can't even think of the name. And literally, if you didn't fall asleep in there, you didn't do it right. It was very slow movements, a lot of pillows, yoga
Paying for
pillows.
that, not you paying to go to sleep.
It was the best ever, I'm telling you, because you would get very limber, very loose and warm, and your body is relaxed. And so that's sometimes the problem, is people can't relax in their space. And so you have to put yourself in a space where you can relax, or allow somebody to guide you into a space of relaxation. I'm not particularly a meditator. I'm more of a prayer.
Yeah.
Even then, my brain be doing all kind of stuff. And so it's also working. Listen, brain just be all over. And so
middle of prayer, talking about 5 other things.
man, I'm thinking about, and now we praying, now I'm thinking about Peter. What would Peter have done?
Like, excuse me, Lord. Sorry. Let's get back to the song.
Let me get back. Let me come back, and so recognizing that you have to start really small. Mindfulness is you have to start very remedial. Like if you're going to start meditating, or, whatever that skill of mind, like start with 1 minute. Because 1 minute is a long time to lay there and do nothing, and there's noise and all kind of things around you. It's very difficult. But mindfulness is also important, because sometimes we have to remember to slow down. But mindfulness for me looks like pulling up and treat your feet and let the rub of my feet fall out. You know what I mean? Like that's when I can get a lot of thinking done, because the mood is there. Going to yoga, right? Going to the gym, and though I'm not particularly quiet, well, I'm quiet, but like I have noise in my ear, I can block out things. And that's really to me, what the basis of mindfulness is blocking out things so that you can just have a moment.
Exactly. So what kind of exercises, maybe just like one, that you would give to our audience to say, like, if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed in this journey, this is something you could do?
I would Google or look on YouTube for a guided meditation. And that way you take the guesswork out of it. Once you get that video, they're going to start telling you exactly what to do. You don't even have to do it. A guided meditation you can look up a guided meditation on joy, a guided meditation on confidence. There are so many, and that's the easiest one. And you just sit there and you listen to what they say and you do what they say to do. And a lot of it's about breathing, centering your thoughts, thinking about different moments. Like there's one for sleep. If you're struggling with sleep, like there's a guided meditation for everything. I think that's a good place to start. And it's easy. It's doesn't require any skill. You know what I mean? To do it.
Just search it. Makes sense.
Search it up. Guided meditation.
So we're getting ready to go to our last segment. But one thing that I knew when I was getting ready for my surgery was that, like, I had some therapy needs. Like, I knew that was something that I would need to address in order to really make, like, long-term lifestyle changes. Because I've lost the weight before, not as much, but I've lost, like, pounds and pounds, and then I gained it back. So I was like, in order for that to stop, like, I need some therapy. And one thing was that after I did that initial intake and they checked me off to clear, that was the therapy part for that. And I had to find myself like, okay, I need more. Like, I'm not healed yet, but y'all talking about you ready to cut. So let me go find my own thing And so, like, for women who are, or just people in general who's getting ready to start this journey, what will you tell them, like, that would help them find or get the most out of what they need from their providers to really, like, get ready for this?
One, I think it's important to have a provider that you feel like you trust, that you connect with, that you date them, you date your provider, right? Because everybody is not for everyone, you know? Some people cuss, some people don't cuss.
I felt bad. I went through like 3 before
Yeah,
I
you
got to,
go
like,
through them.
well, my person, I love her. Been having her ever since. But I was like, I'm not gonna make another
Don't feel
appointment.
bad because if you're not for them too, right? And so if you're not for a therapist, the therapist should also tell you that you need to find someone else. And so I think it's a mutual thing. I don't take it personally. I would hope that other therapists don't take it personally because people are only going to give their best to people who they want to give their best to. And so you really have to have a connection with the therapist, with the client, and they need to be able to trust you emotionally because emotions, people will throw up the biggest, I'm talking about the Great Wall of China ain't big enough for those barriers and those walls that people throw up to protect themselves. And it's understood, right? But if you trust the person who you're, you know, who's helping you and you're talking to and you're sharing some of your most intimate feelings and your deepest, darkest secrets, you have to be able to trust them. And you also have to be able to trust their responses to you as well.
That's true.
Date your therapist.
Date the therapist for sure. So, because that is not something that's required for this surgery.
Yeah.
But as a professional, do you feel that is definitely something that needs to happen? We might not feel the industry, but like I just think post-op care,
Post-op
at least
therapy
a
is
year
very
or 2 in
important.
therapy.
Yeah, because one, you want to be able to highlight and identify how did I even get here? Where did this come from? Right? Why do I choose food first? Why am I not active? Why am I not why do I keep doing this yo-yo? Like, what is it emotionally, that's going on? And I think that you can be successful without it, but I think that you would more than likely be successful more with it. But I also feel like you'll feel
Especially
better
long term.
You'll feel better too because you can say things to your therapist that you maybe can't say to other people. Like, I'm tired of them asking me, did I eat enough? Or, whatever it is, like you can say and have conversations with your therapist that you can't talk to other people in your circle about. Like, they just wouldn't understand. And, or the therapist is going to give you a space just to explore how you feel about it and not how your behavior, your responses affect other people. It's specifically for you. And a lot of times when we have put on that weight and we have all, these things, sometimes we're just taking care of other people and not taking care of ourselves. And that's a moment where you can take care of you. The sole purpose and focus is you. And that's what therapy provides or should be providing.
Yeah, because if you do it right, the food and weight, you gonna dress it, but you gonna dig a little bit deeper. You gonna start
Because we don't want to do, yeah.
how your mama didn't love you enough.
But we also don't want to have situations where there are transfer addictions. And so that would help limit transfer addiction, specifically
Absolutely.
if you're from a family where addiction is genetically there.
Absolutely. I think there's not a standard for post-op care with this surgery, but if I was one to advocate for it, I definitely think the mental is so, so, so important because
It's really a mental game.
It's
all mental.
That's the journey. The journey is the mental. I feel like physically that was just a byproduct of everything that was going on in here that you didn't address. So if you fix this, your body's gonna act accordingly, especially with the surgery. You got a choice now. You got a little bit of stomach and you got a choice but to act accordingly. But you got to get this together first. That was my big thing. I was like, I'm only doing this once. So that's why I got the bypass. I didn't want a revision, but I did not want to lose hundreds of pounds and then 3 years later have it all back. And so it was just like, it can't just be weight loss. Like,
It's
it's
other
gotta be
things.
something else to make it to where it's sustainable and it's transformational, because
Weight gain is the byproduct of something else. That's just what people see. They see the weight. They don't see the emotional discomfort. They don't see the trauma. They don't see the any of those inner things. They see the weight.
If this is hitting home, that tells me you're paying attention to yourself, and that matters. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss these conversations. This space is here for you and people walking this path in real life. Remember, your journey is yours, but you are not alone. Let's jump back in.
All right. So one more thing before you leave, what I like to do at the end of every episode is something called My Journey, My Business. So it's where our guests kind of share something that they may do that's not according to the rule book, but it's something that you like to do. And because it's your journey, it's your business. So what would you like to share?
Something that is not a part of the recommendations, but something that I still do.
Yes. I know you're new, but still, I want to know.
I don't weigh my food. I never have, and I never will. That's too much. I'm not doing it. To me, I feel like that kind of forces or could be a pathway to
hell.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 6 ounces or 7 ounces. I'm gonna eat the chicken.
I'm gonna eat until I can't eat. Yeah, but I think that could kind of force people into an eating disorder, right? Because if you think of someone who has ADHD, who hyper focuses on things, they're gonna start hyper focusing on the weight of their food, and that could easily be a pathway to an eating disorder. Yeah, I'm not doing that. If I can eat 5 ounces of chicken a day and I can only eat 4 tomorrow, so be it. I might be eating 6 next time. I don't know. Maybe I can only eat 3 chicken wings today. Oh, that's my real one. It is eating hot wings and saying that I'm eating protein, which I am. I am eating protein. However, there's honey hot sauce.
Oh, I was about to say buffalo. You got the honey hot. Oh,
Girl,
that's a good one.
I'm in Atlanta. Honey hot.
Oh, honey hot.
Throw some
And
lemon
I like
pepper
it with
sprinkles on
lemon
it.
pepper sprinkles. That's what I was just about to say. Atlanta, we love that lemon pepper sprinkle.
And my kids love wings. And if any day I'm like, I don't want to cook, they're like hot wings. And I'm like, well, I get my protein in. I don't eat their French fries because I can't. And I don't even have a taste for them like that. Like I
like to dip the celery in the wing sauce. I feel like
celery.
That counts to me. If I just dip it in the sauce.
That's the best part. You know who has the best ranch though is Wingstop. I'm not even going to lie.
You know what? That's some crack in that ranch. I don't know what they do to that ranch, but it's delicious.
Yeah. And if I can only eat 4 wings, I got my protein. And I didn't eat any of the rest. I didn't eat the fries. No, I didn't eat the 10-piece with the fries, all of it to the bone. I ate 3 wings. That's way better than what I used to be doing.
Hey, and we're getting our protein.
Because I'm getting them honey hot wings every time. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, my journey, my business.
That part. I'm definitely eating the wings. It's so funny because I still will order like 20. And so me, my son, and my daughter will eat it. And even my boyfriend, like we all could eat 20 pieces. And I'm thinking in my head, there were days where I would bust down 20 pieces. By myself. Or have you ever had
fries?
and make sure. And a soda. Have you ever had J&J?
Yes, girl. That's yes.
I love J&J. Okay, that's like I love J&J, and so sometimes I'll get the wings from J&J. I order 1 10-piece, and that's for everybody. And I remember one time I was coming from Scrap Karaoke, and we stopped at J&J, and I ate all 10, and now I can only eat like 2. Maybe I'm pushing it 3. Maybe I walk around for an hour and I can have 3. 1 more. When I used to literally sit and eat 10.
Easily.
I am not about to beat myself up about no chicken wings.
And it's still protein.
And it's still protein. It might be deep fried. This is still Georgia.
But hey, you did
But it
have
ain't 10
fries.
of them. And I can't eat the fries. I cannot eat the fries. And I eat 3 wings, and that's dinner. That's way less than I ever did before.
Because that's my thing. Just because we're cutting back doesn't mean we can't have good food that tastes good, that still got some flavor. I can't do no boiled chicken. Like, we're not doing that.
First of all, I'm never eating boiled chicken. Like, I'm from the South.
It's never a thing down here.
No, and I think my biggest the thing that I've already started thinking about is Thanksgiving. Because Alabama by way of Mississippi, like,
oh girl, Thanksgiving.
It's gonna go down.
I'm not gonna say I'm dumb, but it was just how the schedule worked. My surgery was October 31st. So my first Thanksgiving post-surgery, I was still on soft foods.
But you could really work with that, right? Because
I couldn't have
cornbread dressing.
I couldn't hold it. I was still, it was too much to hold it.
Oh, God.
But what I did was, I'm glad I planned ahead. For my food funeral, I had a party with my 5 people. We had a food funeral. And my mama's dish was her dressing. I said, I'm going to need you to bring some dressing and cornbread because might not be able to have it afterwards. And I couldn't. Like, all I had was, what I did was I had like the collard greens with the broth and the collard greens, and I was able to put a little bit of cornbread in there, but not like, I was still like, I had just started solids by the time Thanksgiving came. It was not smart. I was just like, this was dumb. I could have.
My family does like a mid-year. We do like a mid-year kind of thing. So we do like a Thanksgiving thing the day after Thanksgiving or that Sunday. And so we just started doing a July one. So I was in Mississippi in July. And it was like the meal.
I've heard of Christmas in July. I've never heard of Thanksgiving in July.
We just like to get together and eat, to be honest. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Sometimes I know, like Easter, we use Easter as an excuse to have like the big meals too. So
yeah,
maybe that's
they could. It's a random Saturday. They want to have. It was like, I just put a taste of different things. I didn't go overboard. And even with the little taste, I couldn't eat it all. Like, I kind of and I was okay with it. And I think that's the biggest thing, that people have to learn how to be okay walking away from the food.
Yeah.
Have your rest until you're full and walk away. Yeah. That's the hardest part. But it's a skill you got to practice. Throw that food in the trash. Get rid of it. Once you get past the initial first step of getting rid of it, you're not going to be forced to eat it. Your body's not going to continue it's gone. Get rid of it.
And that was something cause at first I would give it to the kids. And then I was like, no, they gonna get my bad habits because they my garbage disposal. Like, no, we just gonna throw it away. Nobody's eating it.
Just get rid of it. Yeah.
I mean, like,
if I go on a date, my daughter's waiting for me to get back. She's like, when I come back from a date, she's like, oh, where's my food?
Like, where's the to-go box? What you order for us?
Cause she knows. I'm like, I don't even know why I keep. But you know what? The other day I went out with my friends and I only ordered 2 sides, like 2. I would call them sides, like appetizers, and I was happy with that. And I was like sitting there, like, you go, girl. Even though I definitely wanted my own, you little paella. Yeah. I didn't do it. I had some of my friends a very small amount, but I didn't even order it. And I was like, proud of you.
Because you already know it's going to be a waste.
A big waste. And you know what, though? People don't realize.
The Atlanta's expensive when it comes out going out to eat, okay? No one's spending $50 per person. And you're not finishing that plate in 3 days. Like, ain't no one got time for that.
And you know what, though? I don't like leftovers.
Yeah. So, like, once it's cold, you're done.
I'm done. I'm done. Like, I could get away with a lunch the next day. But even then, I'm kind of like, I don't want this.
That's so real, though. It's so real.
Or drinking water. You think you're hungry, you drink some water, and you're like, oh.
That's what I do. Whenever I want a snack, I look and say, do I have water to drink first? I'm going to drink, make sure I hit my water goal first. If I still want something after my water goal, okay. But usually that water fill me up. I'll be like, okay, time to eat.
And sometimes people are in stalls because they don't have enough carbs. Body's like, what's happening? You eat something crazy and then you wake up in the morning, you 4 pounds down. You're like, I ate a piece of cake.
My doctor calls it the cruise syndrome, where if you're someone who always is, eating little and working out, and you just can't seem to lose weight, and then you go on a cruise and enjoy yourself for 3-4 days,
and
you come home and lost weight. And you're just like, what happened? You put some calories in your body, and your body's out of starvation.
Your body is not scared anymore, hun.
Yes, you've given it life. This has been amazing. Like, I was so excited when I found you, because I was like, oh my gosh, she's a licensed therapist. Like, this is the main reason why I made Bariatric Pass, because it's a mental journey, and you just need to have a space where that can be acknowledged and supported in a positive, non-judgmental way. But I also want it to be a place where if you do need support, if you do need help, it's okay. Like, we can help you with figuring it out and finding resources. So
absolutely.
If any of our listeners want to connect with you, how could they find you? If you got any openings, your case, can you take on any new patients?
Can't, but I actually work in a women's collective, and so it's called Mental Wellness Collective. I'm on so Mental Wellness Collective is on Instagram. Where I actually have a website. There are 4 or 5 therapists there, so if you can't connect with me, you can definitely connect with one of the other therapists in the collective, which I love them all. They're amazing. My Instagram is She Does Social Work. I think it's _ She Does Social Work, or on TikTok, Bariatric Balance. I do have an Instagram too, Bariatric Balance, but I don't really post on there too much. I'm always open to answer questions, to provide follow-up feedback, even help find resources in other states, because it's so important. Mental health is very important to me. Social work therapy, it is very important to me. It is literally how I live my life. I think I can do it in the ways that I do because it is who I am. And so I think that people really got to take time and get their mental health in order. Pre, post, and post. Pre, during, and post. Yeah.
I call it,
it's really important.
Stop. Like, post-op is like the first 2 years, but past-op, that's important too. You got to worry about the past-op as well.
It is, because even when you quote unquote healed from a thing, there can be triggers, right? People aren't just leaving their environment. They're not just leaving, connections and families. Thoughts don't leave. The body still remembers trauma. And so you have to have, those skills in those spaces where you can address those things.
Someone asked me today, how did you handle it all? I said, I'm still handling it. It's a daily thing. I'm not healed from it. I'm just learning how to maintain it, but I'm always going to be working. I'm not done. I'm never done.
Absolutely. And no, even if people don't have surgery, they're still never done, because you have to take care of yourself every single day of your life. There's differences,
body,
but
I don't know.
We only get one.
We only get one. You're not done unless you're in the grave. So as long as you're on this earth, you need to be actively trying to do some work for you. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Sade. You will definitely hear from me again. I got to have you back, because this was just such a joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey.
Bye.
This episode may end here, but the journey doesn't. Parallel Paths is the Bariatric Paths membership for people who want continued support, real conversations, and connection beyond the podcast. If that sounds like what you need right now, go to www.bariatricpaths.com and see if the community feels like the next right step for you. Remember, your journey is yours, but you are not alone. Go out there and crush it. Bye.
This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you.